Welcome to Forking Around with Flavor South Florida. I'm Kerri, CEO of Flavor South Florida. We are sitting down with entrepreneurs, business owners, and influential community partners to talk growth, trials, tribulations, and more. These conversations lead into Flavor South Florida, the region's largest restaurant month, happening every September from the 1st through the 30th. If you're in hospitality or thinking about building something meaningful in this industry, you're in the right place. Pull up a chair and let's get into it. This episode is sponsored by Ultima Caviar. Visit them at ultimacaviar.com. Today's guest is a true innovator in the culinary world. David Burke is a world-renowned chef, restaurateur, and pioneer of modern American cuisine, known for his creativity, bold flavors, and signature dry-aged techniques. From Iron Chef battles to building a restaurant empire, he's spent decades redefining what it means to cook with imagination and creativity. Welcome to the show, Chef Burke.
Nice to be here.
I'm so excited. I have like trillion questions to ask you, and I find you absolutely fascinating.
Thank you.
So I have to start by saying that. So you've always been known as a culinary innovator. So my first question is, what's the direction, the angle you take as to what is going on that plate? Because I know there's a big difference between consistency, creativity, and taking those risks when you're creating that menu.
It's interesting because I'm changing the menu tonight. I started cooking. I was trained by the older French guys, disciplined classics. They stayed within their parentheses of what their food was, right?
Yeah.
It was about who could do it better. The same thing better and over, quality ingredients. And then American cuisine started bubbling. And the opportunity to be better came with innovation and creativity. I mean, if I took over a chef job and I did in New York City for Larry Forgione and Charlie Palmer, two very well-known chefs, respected, how is my creme brulee going to be better?
Right.
If it's the same recipe, same blowtorch, right? So you got to think differently. You got to outwork them, just like a basketball player out-practices, and you got to think outside the box. If there is a box, and you got to innovate. And it still has to be sensible, has to be delicious, but it can present itself differently. And that's kind of what we look at. Why is ours unique? The key word is unique. Can our food look unique, be unique, and still be accepted by mainstream people that want something they can recognize, something that they relate to flavor-wise, and a little aha, like, that's cool. I like that. That's a little different. I get it, So can't be completely odd like molecular gastronomy was, or cuisine minister, or spa food years ago. You can't go all the way out.
Yes.
Some of that stays. When that rubber band goes out, and come 10% stays. So you got to know, after years of doing it, you understand what the customer wants to eat. It's not really what I want to cook. If I can cook anything, but if they don't want it, it's like an artist painting for nobody buys the art. So it has to be something, and we're under the eye of everybody that eats in our restaurants, a critic. They're a Yelp critic. They're an Open Table critic. They're a Google critic, right? Because food is so personal. So, creativity has always been something that I've been excited to participate in, especially on the plate, but also in the design of restaurants. And in menu language, the poetry of a menu, how it's written, how do you describe the dish without being over wordy? So yeah, creativity is the one. And that's the beat that keeps us going. Making the same dish for 40 years, that's okay, but that doesn't float the boat.
I've been to your New York restaurants. So I'm from New York originally, and I know you're from Jersey originally.
Right,
so we'll get there in a minute. But so you like to go outside the box, which I think that's amazing. I love that. I love going to a restaurant and remembering what I ate and going back and going, what makes that memorable? What stood out for me when I went? So I went to both Birdies and Seahawk Prime.
Okay.
And Seahawk Prime, I'm still thinking about the bacon, and I'm still thinking about my dessert, which was the cotton candy, and I had these lobster dumplings. I'm still thinking about that memorable meal because I eat out just about every night of the week. And everyone says, well, what did you have? And I go, I don't remember. Now, when I remember what I had, it's the truth. And when I remember what I had and I have a specific thing that I'm like, I'm going back for that to me makes it a great restaurant. So that I admire so much about you. That's why I said you're fascinating, because it's a high-end, it's to me a high-end scale. It's a beautiful, beautiful build out of a building. You've done a fabulous job with it, and I'm jaded, and it takes a lot for me to get impressed with food, honestly. And so the fact that you are able to execute that in a way that's fine dining, upper scale, but still be fun and playful with it, that's what I think makes you so interesting. So on that note, you have so many, how many restaurants do you have currently?
10.
10, okay. And they're in New York and Florida.
Jersey, New York, Florida.
Jersey, New York, Florida.
We were in Saudi and we're in North Carolina, but didn't work.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Saudi closed on its own. That was an internal problem with the father and son. And North Carolina just wasn't a market that worked for us.
Right.
Location, rent, workforce, clientele that doesn't, you're looking, Charlotte, there's not one celebrity chef there. Not that you have to be a celebrity chef to be good.
Yeah.
They haven't developed a foodie culture, and I don't want to insult anybody, but there's a couple good places.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's driven by bankers and people eating in chain restaurants that are quite good, just different.
Yeah.
Now, and they like Southern food and like steak. So it's...
Florida's booming. Florida's
got a lot of New York.
Yes.
It's got a lot of Boston. It's got a lot of Philly. It's got a lot of Chicago.
We're so lucky for that.
Yeah.
And so how, between 10 restaurants, they all have their different concept, different menu items. How do you manage all that?
We have 3 Red Horses, and a Red Horse is, it's similar, and the menus all intertwine a little bit, unless it's a pizzeria. 277 Park Building, we have a grab-and-go, high-end, and a restaurant. And we consult for a couple of places. Seahawk Prime is the greatest hits menu. It has the great beef. It has the signature bacon, lobster dumplings, the crabs, pretzel crab cakes. We have a lot of signature dishes. And to your point of remembering a dish, I'm exactly like you. I can eat 12 dishes in the best restaurant in New York City, and 6 months later, I don't remember one of them. Yeah. Right? But I can go somewhere else and have something and say, man, that was good. Because it was visual, it was interesting, it was unique, and it taught me something. And I'm impressed by it. Like, I think I don't really copy anybody. I never have. And people copy me, and that's okay. People copy a lot. Some people need to do that to get to the next level. I don't.
Right.
But you're inspired by something. It's a postcard. We create a postcard. That bacon is a postcard in your head.
It really is, and it will be forever.
You see it, you taste it, you're cool. You talked about it with your table. It's conversational, right?
And I'm still telling people about it.
Right, and it's fun, right? And it makes sensible. And that's what we try to do. How do you create a postcard where you're going to take, and it could be the way you present the check. It could be a drink. Some of it's in design too. Some of it's art. I mean, I go to restaurants and I haven't been in 2 years, and I remember a painting because I love art.
Oh no, that's absolutely.
But when the painting's the best part of your restaurant, then you got a gallery. Right? It shouldn't be. But doesn't mean I had 18 courses the other night, omakase.
Where?
Somewhere in Connecticut.
Okay.
And you know what? It's very expensive. And you know what? I'm just kind of over it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't. And I had a scoop of ice cream at the end. $400 I had. Scoop of ice cream, that's the best you can do. Right? I mean, make something to end it with like a wow, right? Like, don't die off like that. It was bothering me. It's still bothering me. And then the next day, I ate that on Monday or Tuesday night, I forget. Wednesday, the New York Times wrote a whole full-page article about how omakase is boring.
Really?
It can be boring. Yeah, and I agree. I agreed with that article a lot.
It's so trendy right now.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, because after you go a few times, it depends on the chef.
Yeah. The chef does make the experience. If he's going to spin it up
and give you some really cool, interesting things.
Yeah.
I had no hot food. 17 cold dishes, 4 different tunas. Nothing crispy, nothing hot, no meat, and then dessert flat. So it was a freight train, not a roller coaster.
Right. Have you been to Taki Omakase? It's in Delray.
No.
That's pretty good.
I'm sure if they're known for it.
Moody Tongue and West Palm, those are like my sushi. We have a lot of omakase actually. Come to think of it, around here.
But it should. But if you think about it, for that price, it should be extraordinarily excellent.
Yeah,
right. It shouldn't be just okay.
I went to an omakase in London a couple of months ago, and it was $700 a person, and it was phenomenal. Here I am, still thinking about it, still talking about it, and that's the name of the game with this. I think it's like you have to be that memorable person, because people always ask me when I had a phone call this morning. My friend's going to New York City. Where should I eat? What should I do? Bring the kids, all that. So I always say the same thing with the food. You can't sustain in New York City if you've been in a restaurant in New York City for a couple years. I feel like you've got to be good, right? Like, do you agree with that? Because I feel like there's so much competition. There's a restaurant everywhere. You can't avoid a restaurant in New York City.
If you can last in New York for a long time, you got to be good.
Then you're good. You're great. You've got to be great at that
unless
point.
You're in a location.
I'm talking
you have to. If you can, for the chefs like myself and others that have been in New York for 40 years.
Yeah.
You're working hard, and you have good years and you have bad years. There's times when the economy's difficult, the labor's hard, the rent and labor now, it's difficult. And the younger generation of cooks and wait staff, kind of, not to say, I don't want to sound like the old guy that walked uphill.
It's not the same.
The focus and the energy and the work ethic has changed a little bit from people complain about the lifestyle in a restaurant. The culture. Well, you can't change. The culture is not going to change after 100 years.
Yeah.
Just like this. It takes time, right? And the culture in the restaurant should be respectful, no doubt about it. But there is a culture in it that makes it interesting and fun to work. I'm not saying it should be sexual harassment and people should be, screamed and yelled at. But there's a culture of rock and roll, sports, intensity, being in the weeds. That's fun. Right, and getting through it. Right, there's a sense of challenge. And if you don't want a challenge, you should don't work in a restaurant. But don't come in and try to take the challenge away from the restaurant. Can't afford not to be challenged.
Right. I mean, I always tell everyone, my first job was a hostess in New York on Long Island at a steakhouse. We did 600 dinners every Saturday night, and I was in what we called the hot seat. Right. Because I could take it. I could take the hangry people yelling at me. I was 16 years old. Yeah. And I tell people this all the time. Like, just be nice to the staff. Like, nobody's perfect. I do expect good service. Don't get me wrong. I'm expecting a service, right? And it's just, I think people have never been in in the industry, in the kitchen. I mean, just the heat of the kitchen, the stress of the kitchen. You're on your feet for how many? 12, 15 hours? When you're a chef, right? People don't talk about or think about the brutal pieces of it.
Well, but they shouldn't have to.
I guess.
Right? I mean, that's what we do, yes. But
like so much credit. But
when someone, you were a hostess, when someone waited 15 minutes, they started yelling at you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen anybody yell at a doctor in a doctor's office when they wait a half hour?
Right,
Never.
exactly.
Never, right?
Exactly.
So it's about respect. Respect the process, right? And yelling at a 16-year-old girl, like bullying them, or taking out on a waiter. I had a guy one time came up to the kitchen window when I was working, first week of a restaurant opening, tapping me on the shoulder looking for his food.
Right.
I said, you really think you're going to get it quicker by interrupting me?
No.
I said, now you're stopping me from getting the 4 tables ahead of you out.
Yeah.
But, when people use the word hangry, that's it.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's hard. So
but
for you to be in the industry for this
high.
long,
people come in, they have an expectation, and when it comes to food, it's different.
Yeah,
food. People in a restaurant take abuse. We took abuse for COVID. It was like COVID was a foodborne disease. Oh, shut down the restaurant. You can go drink it. You can go have liquor, buy liquor at a liquor store, but you can't go to a restaurant. You can go to an elevator, but you can't go in a restaurant.
Yeah, that was wild times. So you're from New Jersey originally. Where in Jersey are you from?
I grew up in Hazlitt.
Okay. So I have a very serious question for you. Bon Jovi or Bruce Springsteen?
I don't know.
Do you like either one of them?
I do. I like them both.
Oh, but you have to pick one. This will determine how our friendship
I liked
plays out.
Bruce more in the past because I met him more, came to the restaurant a lot, but I like them both actually. I can't, but I met John recently a couple times at the New Jersey Hall of Fame Awards, which I was inducted into, and he was a speaker.
You are?
And his keyboard player David Burke, who was. We share the same birthday and year. He was inducted this past November, and I got to chat with him. So I'd have to.
You just got to call it.
I would have been able to call it a year ago easily until I met John. So at this point, I right now, I said, well, I'm going to say Bruce.
Okay.
Because
final answer.
John's going to be around longer than Bruce. I can always make it up to him.
I ask you this because when I was very little, I lived in Sayreville, New Jersey.
Yeah.
I still have friends, family in Jersey, lots of my dad's side. So John Bon Jovi stole my heart at a young age, and he's my favorite. So second I hear Jersey, I'm like, I have to know which team we're on.
No,
which concert are we going to?
I grew up Hazard is between Sayreville and Freehold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And John's closer to my age. And when I was a kid, I didn't listen to Bruce.
Yeah.
I was more of a rock and roller, Skinner and Allman Brothers, Pink Floyd, all those Rolling Stones.
Great tunes.
And, The Who.
I love it.
Real rock and roll. And Bruce was bubbling around, and then he became more well-known after my teen years.
Right.
But he used to hang out in some of the, local bars and this and that. But when you're 10 years younger than someone at 12, I think he's a bit older than me, you don't really, you don't hang out in the same circles.
Yeah.
But Jersey's
good. But you were Skinner. How you're a Skinner guy. Okay.
Still one of my. I see them all the time. I'll see them this summer again in Jones Beach.
Nice.
Yep.
That's a great spot. I'm going to see Bon Jovi at Madison Square Garden in July.
Oh, that's good.
Going up for that.
Yeah.
So that week I will be eating at one of your New York properties. You better believe it. I'm going to make my reservations right now.
Well, July in New York is going to be crazy.
I know.
With FIFA and the 250th anniversary and all that stuff.
I know.
So we have a nice summer coming.
That's why I booked my tickets. I also have Rush tickets for the end of July.
Rush too.
Well, I have extra tickets. Come on, let's go.
Where are they?
Madison Square Garden.
Oh, yeah, let me know.
July 27th, let's go. We're
I
there.
remember when Rush came out.
We're doing it.
Rush, UFO, Scorpions.
It's R50. All right, you can talk about music all day. Let's get back to food. All right, so speaking of celebrities, you had some time on Iron Chef. You've been with Bobby Flay, Top Chef, Rachel Ray, Chopped, America's Most Wanted. No,
I said that.
You said that. He wasn't really on America's Most Wanted, folks. He wasn't.
American Kitchen is my show that I'm shooting with Fox Nation.
Tell me about that.
Well, we shot one episode over the holidays, which we had. We used one of my restaurants, and we did holiday. We had two young ladies with us, two guest chefs, and one of them did Hanukkah dishes. I did roast beef. The other one did like pasta, Greek style. It was fun. It was a cooking show that was not old fashioned. It was like a Hallmark show. Mm-hmm. We taught you how to cook, and we all sat down and we invited guests and ate, set the table. And this episode will be at the Garden City Hotel, where I have two restaurants. We're going to be shooting for veterans, 250th anniversary of America. I'm doing salmon cooked on wooden planks over a bonfire.
Oh, I love that.
And there's Robert Irvine's going to do some, I think, beef and tomato salad. And Andre Rush is a chef who was at the White House. He's going to make some kind of ribs and corn or something like that. And we're going to feed about 30 vets.
That's amazing.
And we're going to do it at the 150-year-old Garden City Hotel, which is Long Island's Pride and Joy Hotel. Mm-hmm. And talk about American food and how far it's come. Like the plank salmon's an old American Indian dish, and they nail the fish to a board, tie it, and then smoke it over the fire and peel the meat right off the skin. So we're going to do that.
What's the date?
We're shooting that. Well, we got to shoot in May.
Making me hungry.
It airs in July. It airs for July weekend. So the TV stuff is good. It's always good exposure. The competition shows are fun. Did those when I was younger, and it builds character. Keeps you on your toes. And if you like cooking and you're not afraid. Like I go to country clubs now when I compete against in the major golf course clubs, and it gets the country club chefs some exposure, and then the members get to see their chefs in action, meet me, do some talking, we do Q&A. It's fun. It's it's hospitality.
Yeah.
We're givers. We're helping people, we're feeding people. We're teaching people. We want to impress people, and if you have that gene. And you like to impress people and show off a bit, and you like your craft, that's what it takes to be part of what it takes to be a good chef. You need the other stuff too.
Yeah.
Dedication, hard work, stamina. There's a lot of pitfalls too. It's like, you're working in a kitchen's like a landmine too.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
I stay out of there. It's dangerous back there. I don't belong back there.
No.
So you seem like you can handle pressure. Like you do well under pressure, I feel like.
I do my best work under pressure.
I think you do. I feel like you do. And so were any of the shows, did you have any like memorable moments or any like really difficult moments when you were on the shows? Like Bobby Flay, how was that?
Well, I beat him,
right?
I beat him, but he won.
But right, every time.
No, that was 22 years ago.
Yeah. But
I was happy to be on because TV's always good. Bobby was a good competitor. I like him a lot, actually. I did a lot of really interesting dishes, and Bobby did some interesting dishes, but he did mostly lamb chops. We did all kinds of the theme was lamb.
Yeah.
And I had created this Himalayan salt technique.
Yeah.
I got a patent on one of the ideas I had.
We're going to talk about that.
And the other one was I put raw lamb on a piece of salt, like carpaccio, right? And you had to eat it, and it was seasoned by blah, blah, blah. And one of the judges was like, "Oh my God, I don't like lamb in general. I can't eat it raw." And I'm like,
"Oh my gosh!"
You're a food judge on a national TV show. You should be able to eat anything.
Yeah.
And but it was good. We did nice dishes, and I made a lobster dish. It was so beautiful. It was angry lobster on a bed of nails, and I put these little lamb spring rolls in between the lobster.
Yeah.
And the lady's like, one of the judges, I think it was Jewel, the singer.
Oh, I love Jewel.
Pretty girl, yeah.
I've been told I look like her. Is that true?
Oh, really? I think so.
You do?
Yeah.
You lie.
We had dinner later that night, all of us. So she's like, she goes, I really loved it. She goes, but it's really a lobster dish, not a lamb dish. I said, I know. I just wanted America to see the best lobster dish.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care if I won or lost. I was there to show off my work. Right? I can't control the winner or loser, but we wanted to. I'm like, that dish looks so good. Let's throw it on TV. So, you're either coming in first place or second. To me, it's about the exposure. It doesn't. I'm not going to walk around with my license plate that says I beat Bobby Flay.
Right.
So
I met you and Guy Fieri. I think I'm saying his name right at your opening for Birdies.
Oh, were you there?
I was.
Okay.
I was. And I had a fantastic time.
Yeah. That was not planned. He just showed up.
Really?
Yeah. That's amazing. Because I just met him. I don't know him. I haven't known him except for a few months. So I met him at the Food and Wine Festival in Miami at Bobby Flay's luncheon.
Okay.
So I didn't really know him.
Full circle.
I might have met him in New York at a big event.
Right.
And I told him I had just opened. He lives across the river there. Mm-hmm. And so we met, and that was when? Maybe February.
2 months. Yeah, 2 months ago.
So 2 weeks later, I was at a local restaurant. So I said, "Come on in." Mm-hmm. I was at a local restaurant called Limoncello.
Yeah.
And I walked in. He was eating with the owner, and he's like, "Hey, Burke," So we became fast buddies.
Cool.
Nicest guy.
So
and then so I said, "Come in one day." Uh-huh. He just happened to show up when we had the opening night of Birdie, unplanned, and we had the cameras. That's how that worked.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So who's the biggest celebrity in your phone? This episode is sponsored by Ultima Caviar. Experience exceptional. Visit them at ultimacaviar.com.
The biggest celebrity in my phone?
Yeah.
It's a good question. Adam Duritz is one of them, the Counting Crows lead singer.
Yeah.
President Trump's another one. He's in my phone. And Joey Pantoliano, he's an actor.
Would any of them answer if you called them right now?
Don't know. I wouldn't bother.
Call one.
I wouldn't bother.
So
one, but I could. You want me to call one?
Yeah, call one. Call one. See if they answer. It's middle of a day on a Thursday.
You know who Joey Pants is?
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Just say hello. I always ask people that question. I'm like, who is there? Because there are like celebrities in my phone, and I'm like, how cute is that? Look at his face. Come on, Joey, answer the phone.
Hello.
There he
Joey.
is.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good, David. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. Are you in Connecticut?
Yes.
Good. I hate to bother you, but I want you to meet some young woman who asked me to call you. Hold on.
Hey, Joey, my name's Kerri. I run the restaurant month, Flavor South Florida, here in South Florida. And David is so kind to be on my podcast right now. And I asked him to call someone in his phone, and he chose you. So we're just saying hello.
Here you have it.
Thank you. We're in South Florida.
We're in Jupiter
We're in
right
Jupiter at the Mothership Podcast Studio.
Jupiter.
now. We're north of Palm Beach.
Yeah, that used to be what Burt Reynolds did.
That is correct.
That's right. Right down the road. Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling, baby.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, baby.
Hello to your wife.
That was fantastic. That was amazing. I love that he answered. But yeah, so let's go back to Guy Fieri, Birdies. That's how this conversation started. See what happens.
So he showed up with his nephew,
Yeah.
and somebody else, and I was busy because it was a busy night. It's like a weekend night. I don't remember. And he, so my manager's like, Guy Fieri's over at the Birdie. That's the opposite side of the Seahawk.
Yep.
I said, well, I can't get there for a few minutes. No, he came to Seahawk. I was at the Birdie in the kitchen.
Oh, right,
That's
yeah.
because it was our opening
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm making pizza and hamburgers over here. So then he walked, he spent a few minutes talking to my chef over there, looking at the food. Then he came over he brought me a bottle of his tequila.
Yeah.
And he brought that in, and then, of course, he's a huge, huge star. And everyone's like, oh, shit, there he is. Let's get pictures with him. We happen to have our social media team filming the opening, and he happened to walk into it. And then it was okay. It was actually a pretty good time.
That's
so we
awesome.
spent about an hour walking. So I'm getting to know him a little bit. I like him. He's a gentleman. Very successful.
He's a nice guy. I've met him about
You know
3
what? He
times or
reminds
so.
me of Emeril in a way of like what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Emeril's so nice. And I've known Emeril since '80, before the Food Network. Like when, before he did the BAM and all that.
Yeah.
And he is just down to earth, nice, sweetheart guy, loves what he does. And I get the same impression from Guy.
Well, Emeril, he had a great restaurant at Universal Studios at a hotel I stayed at, and it has since closed. This is a lot of years ago. But let's talk about Birdies for a second. So I know there's something about golf stimulation that you are into. Is that what drove the concept of Birdies? Do you like golf simulators?
Well, I had a restaurant I consulted for in Morristown that had golf simulators. They did a lot of business, right, for events. So we have a big restaurant, Seahawk. We want to do something like a sports bar that isn't $100 and some odd a head to eat.
Right.
That you can have events. You can golf if you want, but we also have music. We have bingo. We have comedy. We have paint and sip. It's an event space.
Yeah.
And it's also a la carte. It's open for the residents of the building and the public to come in, shoot some golf balls or play some baseball, there's a lot of sports on it, or listen to live music and let your hair down without being in a fine dining restaurant. So it's still quality food, different price point, and more handheld food. And
Oh, that hot dog, though. That hot dog was good. I ate that hot dog.
that's a big dog.
That's
a big dog.
Huge hot dog.
Yeah. So it's got some uniqueness to it. You remember the hot dogs?
Yeah, remember the hot dogs.
And so, we're just starting to ramp. I mean, we opened New Year's Eve, Seahawk Prime. Very busy. 10 weeks later, or not even 10 weeks. Yeah, maybe 10 weeks later, we opened the second restaurant. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So that one, we got to push that one a little bit more now. Now we're coming into off season. We're going to use it for locals, and we're booking music. We had a slower start because Seahawks stole the show.
Right.
And the Birdie's cool. Good name. It's a beautiful space. Cigar, we get outdoor smoking if you want. That'll mature into something really cool. That'll be a
cool
real
spot.
Hopefully we see that as a place that everybody knows and can visit and go have a good time without the fine dining feel, where you can just drop in with a group of 10 or 12 or come off a boat or come back from a thing or have an event. You
Yeah.
can have an event for 100 people there where you can golf and you don't have to break the bank. You know what I mean? Because it's more casual. And for people that don't want to get lipsticked and dressed up every night for dinner, that's a more casual option. I have a couple of restaurants in New Jersey where in high-end zip codes, and we do bingo. And people are like, bingo?
I love bingo.
And the women are like, what? I come here with my hoodie on. I don't have my flat sneakers. I don't have to get all made up. I'm not on a date. I'm not going to see anybody I know. And they're like, you know what? Saves us time. It's like ladies' night out. There's a few guys playing, but bingo's kind of fun. Boy, is it territorial.
Yeah, but funny you say that. So that's really neat about the concept of Birdies is that I can bring my son there. I can
Yes.
bring a date there. I can
Yes.
bring my girls there.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys can go there.
Correct.
I mean, it's actually, now that I'm like really thinking it through, I'm like, it's a cool spot because you can accomplish all that. And a lot of those restaurants, like, my son is 14 and he's been eating nice places since he's little. So he can handle Seahawk Prime, but a lot of kids can't, So I feel like that's like, for me, Seahawk's more of like date night or couples or something, right? Where Birdies is unique because like you can do all of the above. Like and a lot of restaurants can't say that.
Listen, we have people eating brunch at Seahawk, and their kids are over at the Birdie.
I love that.
And they're smacking the ball. They're throwing the ball around. They're running around. It's it's a little bit, because we have pizza over there, and we have pretzels, and we have hot dogs, and we have high-end. We got steak frites and roast chicken and all that too.
Yeah.
But it's it's a little noisier.
And that's great. I mean, I don't think it always has to be fancy and up and up. You don't. And even when I go out to dinner, like sometimes I'm weird. Like, I don't know, a lot of people think like this, but on Friday or Saturday night, I'm going to get dressed. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm going to be a little more casual. I'm still going to dress nice, but I'm not trying to like get all decked out because I just feel, do you feel like that's appropriate, right? I feel like I'm doing the right thing because like Tuesday night, my friend's like, what are we wearing? I'm like, I don't know. It's Tuesday. Like, figure it out,
No, everything shouldn't have to be a plan.
I know, right? Oh, we're running out of time, but I have games to play with you.
We got games?
Oh, we've got games. When's the trivia game? Not bingo. I should have brought some bingo, but I did not. All right. This is a tricky one. We're just going to test your knowledge here. All righty. What do you think currently today are the top ordered dishes in the United States?
Steak.
Yep. Number 1. Prime steak.
Hamburgers.
Yep. Hamburgers. Number 6. Chicken. So to be specific, it is an
elevated chicken. Okay.
But yeah, elevated chicken dishes. Pasta. Chicken parm. I don't know. There's not. Pasta's number 10.
Okay. How about tacos?
Tacos is number 4.
And I don't even know if fish is in the top 10. Pasta's number 4?
Pasta's number 4.
So what's number 2?
A fish.
Oh, it is a fish.
Specific fish.
Salmon.
Yeah, salmon.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm happy to see that.
Number 3 is also a fish. Well, sort of a fish, yeah.
Lobster? Shrimp?
Lobster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more in the high end. I'm thinking chain restaurants as well. Yeah. I'd love we have lobster signature dishes, so I like to work with lobster. Is sushi in there? No. Not in the top 10.
Nope.
Yeah.
You got most of them. There's 2 left, and they're kind of tricky, to be honest.
No, I don't know if you have, salad. Caesar salad is a big thing. Salad in general is a sandwich. Maybe there's a type of wrap or a sandwich. Pizza's got to be in there.
I think it's more of an elevated.
Oh, it's an elevated thing?
Because when I looked up what you're saying was correct of the pizza and quesadillas, that was like a lower tier list. So I'm going to tell you, number 8 is vegetable forward entrees. Example of a cauliflower steak. Number 9 is Korean barbecue style.
Okay.
That I believe. The vegetable one, I agree with you.
I don't believe Korean barbecue. When you get out of the major cities, no one's eating Korean barbecue in Idaho.
This is true.
Or Missouri.
This is true.
You know what I mean?
This is true.
So it might be, in the major cities, yes, I like Korean food.
But yeah, you got all the other ones because it's funny. I find there's a lot of trendy foods too right now. Like I see a lot of truffle right now, foie gras, caviar. I see caviar everywhere. I'm not mad about it by any means. But do you feel like that there's like trendy?
I don't see foie gras anywhere.
No?
No, I don't use it anymore. And not that I like it.
Yeah.
I don't think people in the 80s, 90s, every menu. If you were fine dining, you had to have it. And the marketing was good. Now it's being banned in New York.
Yeah.
And it is in California. So it's like, you know what, do I like it here and there? Yes, I use it. I like to eat it. I don't have any issue with the eating it, but I don't put something on the menu that causes people to have a conversation about cruelty to animals.
Right.
So you avoid that. You don't want people. You want people sitting down and saying, "Oh, and plus I got bacon. Sell bacon. I don't need to sell farm."
The best bacon ever.
So we've had vegetarians. I've had vegetarians smack me in the restaurant, saying, "Come here," and like smack me, say, "You broke me."
Those are the people eating the cauliflower steak.
No, they say, "You broke me." The bacon's hanging in front of me, blowtorching it, and people are snipping it with scissors and eating it with clothespins. And I'm like, I had to try it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, listen, I love vegetables. I would eat a vegetable. I'd order a vegetable main course. And I like the way the Indian culture and the Asians treat vegetables with sauce. And they treat it with, they don't just steam it.
Right.
And so
what's your favorite vegetable?
Leeks.
Oh, leeks are good.
But not to eat alone. Leeks are a great accent. My favorite vegetable to eat is an onion ring.
Onions,
a
right?
Good onion ring. Onion,
you have onion rings at Birdies. I had those too.
I love onion.
By the way.
The ones we do at Seahawk are made in a curry batter. So good. I like asparagus, mushrooms. Brussels sprouts.
Your favorite one
I like
to cook
spinach.
with
If I had to eat a vegetable every day or something with a steak, spinach. I had spinach this morning.
Cream spinach?
I like both, but I like sauteed spinach with olive oil. Just a big pile of spinach, even cold. Like cook it and chill it with sesame oil, like Asian or soy. Just eat it.
I'm going to change your name on my phone to Popeye. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. When you call me, it's going to say Popeye.
No, but I couldn't eat spinach as a kid. It was weird. I hated it. It was in a can. It was like.
Well, yeah.
But when I eat it, I had some this morning. I was working on a new dish, and I threw some spinach in a squid ink linguine with octopus. It's like, man.
Did your parents cook when you were a kid?
No, my mom's in the worst cook hall of fame.
Really?
No, my mother was terrible.
Really?
I love your mom. I love you. And but she didn't learn how to cook. My dad was more creative. He'd make breakfast and stuff. He had imagination.
What kind of
we ate wholesome food. My dad was a health guy. He was a runner. As a hobby, he ran marathons and such. So I ate brown bread, no sugar, no processed food, no soda in my house. I don't really crave that kind of junk food. I don't eat Doritos and I'll eat potatoes, but I don't have that. I grew up drinking and eating healthier foods. I'm not Jack LaLanne by any means, but I tend not to eat garbage.
Yeah. No, that's great.
I don't eat fast food anymore. I did for many years because of convenience. I'm in the airport. Chefs eat at 10, 11 o'clock at night. There's only drive-thrus open.
Oh, I know it.
And it's like, I stopped that. I don't trust it, to be honest with you.
Do you cook at home?
I will. Yeah. I'm not home enough to cook at home. During the pandemic, I cooked with my puppet. Yeah. I had a left-hand puppet named Lefto.
No way.
That's what I did. You want to see him?
Yeah.
Oh, he made a lot of money.
No, I really do want to see him.
His name is Lefto. He's my left-hand man.
What?
I would have brought him, but he's on a date.
Oh, man. I'm really sad you didn't bring him.
He's a miniature me. And I
have to see this.
Let me see where he is. Instagram.
Thank goodness this episode's on YouTube because this is just amazing.
I'll bring him.
What's your favorite meal? Like what? You're just home. What are you gonna cook? Let's say
he's got his own.
Let's say. Oh my God, he has an Instagram.
Yes.
Stop it. Oh my God, this is hilarious.
He travels. He's been in Thailand. I bring him.
Oh,
I was in Dublin at the John George's restaurant. He sat with me. He's funny.
I'm gonna follow. We're gonna collab him.
Yeah.
We're collabing him immediately.
So during the pandemic, he would do videos with me, and he would ask questions.
Yeah, I see that.
You
questions. Should be on stage.
He would ask questions that the audience would ask. Like, why are you using olive oil? Do you like cream spinach or regular spinach?
Okay.
What's your favorite vegetable?
Yeah.
And I'd answer. And his job was to make leftovers taste good from my original dishes.
Yeah.
His name's Leftovers.
I can't with this.
And he would be like, well, I'm not done with him. He's on a hiatus.
I'm laughing. I love this guy.
So I cooked during the pandemic at home, and I laughed my butt off because I couldn't. I'm a good cook. I know I'm a good chef, but you forget how good of a cook you are when you're at home with no recipe, just pulling stuff out, even making desserts, just winging it. And you're like, and sometimes you got nothing to lose, right? You take chances.
Yeah.
Well, I made food for my neighbors. Some of them were elderly, so I'd make 2 2 gallons of soup, and we would put it on our stoops because no one wanted to shop. And so I'd make roast chicken. I'd bring a couple neighbors of
that's
roast
so
chicken.
sweet.
So, and the idea was left. I was telling people, look at, think about your neighbors or anyone else. Make extra food, and because you don't want to go to store as much. Go to store, buy stuff, and cook for 3 days. Some home cooks do that anyway. That's their system, right? You make, and I liked it. I like cooking at home. I'd love to cook at home when I retire.
What's your favorite food to cook at home, though? Like
I usually only make breakfast because that's the only thing I'll make at home, and it's only but I saute everything at home because I want to see it. You know, I can cook anything in a frying pan.
Do you have any secret tips for like amazing eggs or pancakes? Is there something I'm missing? I mean, how do they make them so fluffy?
You got to whip the egg whites. You can make them fluffy.
Okay.
If you separate the eggs, it's a lot of work. If you separate the eggs. Okay. You know what? You want to know the chef breakfast?
I want. Yeah, tell me. Tell me everything.
It's a 90-second breakfast.
Yeah, do it.
You put toast down.
Yeah.
You put 2 eggs in a coffee cup. Whisk it up with a little butter, maybe a little cheese. You throw that in the microwave for 70 seconds. The toast takes 90 seconds, and you get a piece of butter. You butter your toast, and you got hot eggs in less than 2 minutes. And then all you got to do is wash 1 cup. That was my trick for years. Chef on the go breakfast. 2 eggs in a coffee cup, souffles, comes way up.
Yeah.
And you eat, you got hot eggs. You didn't have to cook them, really.
Yeah.
And you got toast. And that's, you make an egg sandwich, and you're out.
And that's
you
it.
can add ham to it or whatever. Yeah, that's just fast. That's how we eat in the kitchen in the restaurant. You know, in a restaurant, you got all the stoves on anyway, so everything's hot. At home, you got to go find a frying pan. You got to take it out.
It's all production.
It's a whole, and then you got to clean everything. So this way, it's, that
I'm
was
actually a pretty good cook at home, and I don't cook a lot at home because it's a whole process. I got to go over to the supermarket, then I have to buy, then I have to chop, and I have to get pans dirty. And then in the same amount of time, with the same amount of money, I could just go to a restaurant and eat whatever I want.
You know what's becoming popular now is we sell turkeys to go on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
With the stuffing and the Brussels and the sweet potato. Already made, you heat it up. And it's like $500 for 8 to 10 people. People are like, perfect. I don't have to shop for an hour and a half, unpack, chop, clean, and it's like, and the food's better. And it's like, it's a ton of work. Years ago, kids helped. The aunt came over and helped.
I remember husking corn on Long Island, sitting on my back stoop for my mom. Like, she's like, okay, husk the corn. I'm like, okay. Wow, that was weird. I was like
But now,
flashback.
people don't, well, first, kids don't want to help that much. Some do, some don't. And time is money. That's back then, not every homemaker worked. Not every, people don't want to come over and help now. Your neighbor and your in-laws don't want to come over and start cooking with you and doing dishes. No way.
Yeah.
So, I took my family out. I'm in the restaurant business. I told my mother, my brother, my father, come to the restaurant. It's easier.
It is easier.
It's just easier. And guess
it's all
what?
there.
Well, there's also a bar. So
go.
the people that don't want to sit at the same table, you go and get it,
Yeah.
It's fun. I like the holidays. I like working on the holidays.
You do.
Well, you know what? You only get to cook turkey once a year.
Yeah.
Right? And people's holidays, if you do the holidays well, the same people come back. Because no one wants to risk going out with grandpa and the in-laws and waiting a half an hour for a table or having shitty food. You can charge if you can deliver.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's true.
Trusted.
That's true.
You got a kid over here. You got grandma. You make everybody happy.
Yeah.
They come in. Their reservations honored at the right time. You can charge for it and had a good meal, and it was pleasant. And they leave, and they trust you now. When you try to overbook and someone gets screwed and wait, and then the table's too small, grandpa's bad, all of a sudden they never come back. So we gotta respect the who's coming on the holiday. Saturday night in December in New York, you can overbook. People expect to wait.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. I've worked many of holidays. I've worked Thanksgiving in the restaurants, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Mother's Day, all of it, Easter. It's not for the weak. So it's funny so my son, he's getting ready to go to high school in a few months, which is crazy to me. And the other day we had to fill out this form for the intake, and he said, so put your electives in. So you had to choose. And I am shocked what he chose. He chose art, which I wasn't surprised about.
Good.
He's very creative. He chose debate, and he chose culinary.
Well, that's good.
And I was like, you chose culinary? I was really proud. He's like, yeah. He's like, I want to learn how to cook. I'm like, oh my gosh, he just stole my heart all over again. Because I love that. I love that because I feel like food brings out such creativity, and it always just, to me, makes people happy. Every time you're eating, you're gathering around a table. I associate food with happiness, because when you're going out to dinner, you're going out with on the holidays with your family, with your friends, and it's just so.
Yeah,
It makes me happy.
When I was in high school, if I was interested in cooking. I went to home ec. It was called home ec back then.
Yeah.
And I signed up, and people laughed at me. And my wrestling coach called me a really bad name because I wanted to be a chef, like a Fieri.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, really? And I was because this is the 70s.
Where's that guy? Where's that guy now?
Well, he passed away. He wasn't a bad
he
guy.
did.
It was, you know what? It's just the way people were back then.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't mean, you know what? I was okay with it because wrestling's a different mentality and ego.
Yeah.
Listen, my father didn't want me to be a chef. He's like, you're crazy. He goes, that's a tough business. He goes, and it's got a lot of pitfalls because my dad grew up on top of a bar. So he knew the alcohol, the drugs, the late nights, the hours. And back then, they didn't make any money. My first job was the kitchen, Vietnam vets, God bless them, dropouts, hippies, God bless them too. You know what? These guys were the most creative, lovable people. I was a kid. I was 14. But you know what? They all stuck together and they could cook. When it came time to work, it was like watching a band get together and you says, these guys can't really, or you ever see a group of bikers pull up and you think, oh, these guys don't have jobs. They got jobs. Some of them are doctors. Some of them are this. Some of them are that. They get mislabeled sometimes. And I think the culinary world was mislabeled for a long time. I mean, it's just a creative profession.
Do you have any crazy stories that you want to share from like this one story, your favorite story from like the 70s or 80s in a kitchen?
I got so many stories.
I mean, I feel like we could be here for 4 hours.
I'll tell you one story.
Tell me one. Tell me one.
People ask me oftentimes, like, how did you know you wanted to be a chef when you were like a freshman?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I was smart. I had good grades. I graduated high school in 3 years, so I was very clever. Good memory. And I was an athlete. I was a varsity wrestler as a freshman, which is hard to do. I started working in the kitchen the summer of freshman going to sophomore year. And the boss, his name was Danny, the chef. He's a good-looking ex-Marine guy. And everyone else was like, one was my mother's cousin, long-haired hippie. Another couple guys from Vietnam. They had pickup trucks and listened to Dad. And this little hotel I worked at was near the Performing Arts Center. It was in Homedale on Route 35. So if you're from Sayreville, And Jackson Brown was staying there, and Meatloaf and Leonard Skinner, and everybody that played at the PNC stayed there. And they would come through the kitchen because of the paparazzi. People knew they were staying there when they were playing. So the girls or whatever would be looking for autographs. So all the roadies would come through the kitchen and hang out with the other chefs. And then they knew where to get the stuff or whatever it was. And it was just, and as a kid, I was a dishwasher. I was just like, wow, this is cool. Like, I didn't know the Allman Brothers, big fan, They're hanging, Greg Allman's in the back. And I'm like, this is so exciting, right? And then the food was so amazing that they would get buckets of clams and sides of beef and veal and cut it. And then all of a sudden, they'd make it into beautiful food. And I remember what I saw, and it was still really good. Right? Because I wasn't a food critic back then because I didn't really know what good food was. But I know, looking at it in my head today, they were putting out great food. Even a club sandwich to me was like fascinating. Layers stacked, cut into triangles, French fries, right? Pastries they made anyway. So I had to learn everything quickly. Danny, I had to wash his car. He'd give me an extra $10, $20, whatever it was. He had 2 Corvettes. He always had 2 hot babes, at least, right? So I'm a kid, right?
Yeah.
I walk out one day, he's having sex on top of one of his Corvettes with some model.
No way.
And the screen door fucking makes noise, and he sees me, and I'm like, and he goes, I'll pay you tomorrow. I said, no worries, man, I'm good. And I'm walking home that night through the drive-in theater. There was an outdoor drive-in movie theater, the last one in the state.
Yeah.
It was in Hazlitt. And I'm driving by, and some of the guys I grew up with, they're outside of the fence. They would hook up a speaker. They were in the cars, and Bob Seger's playing Night Moves in one of the cars. And I'm walking home, and I thought about what I had seen with Danny and his vet, and I'm like, I can do this. I'm like, I think I
I
want to
got
be a
this.
chef.
I qualify for this job.
I want to be Danny.
I'm going to be Danny. That's amazing. That's a good story.
But there's a lot of also late night stories in New York City of, dangerous things that happen when you work in the nightlife. When you get out of work
We
at
need
midnight.
episode 2 for that one.
Yeah. There's a lot of, there's, because you wind up out. You're out. New York is a crazy place. Things happen.
Yeah.
Things happen after midnight, right?
That's nothing good happens after midnight. That's what I'm told, at least.
That's what you hear.
Should probably go home.
Yeah.
It's like
most
Cinderella.
people do now. The younger generation.
early.
Because they have things to do.
Yeah.
They have this.
Yeah.
Right? And they can
It's
go to
early.
the gym now at midnight. And you can do things. And there's like I have my kids. I'm going to be grandpa in
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Oh, that's
First
amazing.
one, yeah. But they're not like, Monmouth County. Was it Sayreville, Monmouth County, or Essex?
S6.
Middlesex.
Middlesex.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were rascals. Yeah, that's what you did. You stayed out of trouble, hung out in the woods. You did what you had to do, and you avoided being home.
It's a
At least
different
my
world.
generation.
It's a completely different world.
Yeah.
Well, I want to wrap up with this one last question. I'm going to show you a picture of this guy. If you could give him advice, what would you tell him? Who is that?
Look at that haircut. That was 1987, 88. I would say stay focused and enjoy the ride. Right? That's me.
That's a sharp-looking guy right
Yeah,
there.
that was 1988 at River Cafe. Yep, determination. I had that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just say watch the pitfalls. That's all. That was I have good memories. I had a nice career in this business.
You can keep on going. Anything?
I'm still going.
Anything coming up new that we can expect? Or
I'm working on a book, like a life story book, at least from my culinary journey, and that'll be interesting because it's going to be real, and a lot of it's gorgeous and good and triumphant. And then there's the dark side of some of these things that we go through in life, and I think it's important if what one chef in America did, how I got here. Right, and it wasn't because of TV, and it wasn't because of this, and it wasn't because it was a popular life choice. Guys my age that got into cooking, were the pioneers of taking a chance of being in an industry that was not embraced by anybody, even especially economically. We weren't making money. There was no Food Network. There was nobody I wanted to be like. Right? People were like, well, who inspired you? Well, it wasn't Julia Child. I didn't want to be Julia Child. I didn't really know. I didn't want to be James Beard. I didn't want to be. There was nobody that I wanted to be except me. Right? I just wanted to be the quarterback in my kitchen, and that's all I could see. Would I want to be like one of the great chefs in Europe that owned a restaurant? Yeah, but we didn't know who that was because you didn't have this. So you were walking into uncharted waters, which has a very good opportunity to break all the rules. And cooking in America affords you to break rules. So if you're a rule breaker, which I am, you break some rules, meaning you don't have to put applesauce with every pork chop. You can change things. And once you learn the chemistry and the science and the geography and the history of food, then you have a good foundation to create.
I'm going to leave with that amazing, incredible advice. And I thank you so much for being here. This was a joy.
Thank
This
you.
was
Went
absolute joy. It went really fast. I'm telling you, we could do an episode 2 if you want.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we could just dive into whole other things. Music, New York after midnight.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, folks.
Lefto. And we
got to bring Lefto on.
Lefto's, he's got a fresh mouth. Be careful.
Lefto. Stay tuned for Lefto.
And if your son ever needs help in culinary, you let me know.
Thank you.
Let me start.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice afternoon. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me on Forking Around with Flavor South Florida. If you're in the industry, a business owner, or just want a better understanding of what goes into keeping restaurants alive and thriving, make sure you subscribe and share this episode with someone who should hear it. Flavor South Florida takes place every September from the 1st through the 30th between Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. You can find all the amazing dining deals and participating restaurants at flavorsouthflorida.com. Until next time, keep supporting local and keep forking around.